Now, in this next part of the newsreel album, we're going to capsulize a 10-year period in American history. Those years have come to be known as the Roaring '20s, or the Lawless Decade. On July 16th, 1920, the Prohibition Act went into effect. Thus was the lawless decade begun. It was an era of bootleggers and hoodlums. Federal agents confiscated stores of illegal liquor. It happened every single day. And if you wanted a drink, well, you had to have it on the sly. It was the time of the Charleston, the marathon dance, and 1,000 other crazes and fads that swept the nation. It was an era that produced Texas Guinan, the most fabulous speakeasy operator of them all, cleaning up about $4,000 a week while the madness of prohibition prevailed. In the '20s, Jolson gave us heart and song. Harding played the tuba. The Teapot Dome scandal, government oil reserves turned over to private interests. Harding had died before the full impact of the scandal broke. But the nation was ready to keep cool with Coolidge. A cool man, if ever there was one. Not happy, but cool. Eugene Debs, the socialist leader, was released from the penitentiary. While he was there, he had run for the presidency. Sacco and Vanzetti, one of the most controversial murder trials of all time. The foremost literary and legal figures of the day came to plead in their behalf. And Prohibition marched on, leaving the ugly scars of violence in its wake. But the times were prosperous and the people carefree. They had packed up their troubles long before, and they seemed unaware of the new breed of gangster being spawned by the 18th Amendment.
The year I was born was 1923, October the 25th, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which I made my home until, recently. And we were kids. Like, if you do a row of homes, you get in mischief and baseball up. You play in the street, not
Sure.
in the sandlot. And
did you play
we made do
stickball?
with what we had, And Depression was on, and we used to wait for the relief people to come around and bring you food or bread or potatoes or coal, whatever. And then we survived. My father was born in Italy. He was 90 years old when he passed away.
Who's that?
Ripe old age. And he come to this country through Ellis Island, and he got a job as a shoe repairer. And he got that until he got himself settled. And people say, well, how come he came from Italy to Philadelphia? I said, because in them days, there was a better job, better life, to better yourself.
Right.
So he come over.
Right.
He come to Philadelphia, then he migrated to, he got involved with the mafia in them days. To make money, you do what you had to do.
Right, right.
So the mafia in them days was in Chester, Pennsylvania. That was more or less their headquarters. And Then he got a job in Bud's as a spot welder up in Red Line Road.
Mm.
He stuck that out for a while. And, well, like I said, entertainment was playing cards, playing bocce, stuff like that there. And we made a living. It wasn't easy. Well, my brother, he's about a year and some years older than me, younger than me, and his views was different than mine. My ambition was to get to West Point.
Okay.
I love the military.
Gotcha.
But money-wise, education-wise, I couldn't make it. So then my next step was join the Marine Corps. I used to see the Marine Corps in the old days, Ponchoville and everything. They used to really turn me on.
Sergeant Rock
I gotta
and
go to that. I gotta go to
those
that.
guys.
So,
Audie Murphy
yeah.
in the movies, right?
When the war broke out, I said, well, this is my chance. But I was a little too young, my mother wouldn't sign.
How old were you when
Well, I was 19 when I went in,
Okay.
so, you know,
So you had to wait a couple of years.
I could have lied, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my brother said, Harry, if you're going in, I'm going in too. We only had 2 boys. I said, you could stay home, you don't have to go. There's nobody with mom and dad. I want to go. Okay. At that time, the recruiting office was at 2nd and Chestnut. And we go down, get in line, and it's Lieutenant Junior grade. I remember him like I'm talking to you. And my brother was Benjamin Anthony. I was Harry Joseph. So he said, well, the quota's filled. He said, but I'll tell you what, being that your brother, you want to be together, I'll take one of the extra one today, you know, balance it so it goes better. So that's how we got in together. The experience with him in boot camp.
You were in boot camp with your brother?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that was a mistake. Because he wasn't military inclined, you know, he
Gotcha.
never liked the military. He used to like baseball, football. I played too, but my ambition was the military.
Yeah.
And
Was it the discipline or the physical prowess required?
yeah.
Just the physical piece? You were in boot camp with your brother?
Yeah, we went in together.
What was that like? You said it was a mistake?
I felt like a den mother. You know, you're like I said, I was military inclined.
Sure.
I belonged to the American Legion when I was younger.
Sure.
Boy Scouts, all that stuff. And you know, you go through boot camp. I remember this one incident. We're standing in line to get our shots. And he was afraid of needles. So he used to sneak out of the line and go back to the barracks. So the DI would come along, DeAngelis, Benjamin. DeAngelis, Benjamin J. I said, he went to the barracks. How come? He didn't want to stay in line. I had a life for him. So they got him back in. He got us. We had to get tetanus, colic, all them shots. And he wasn't afraid of needles. He says, you know, you're my brother and you ratted on me. I said, someday you'll pay me back. Well, anyhow, I'll make a long story short, we'd get through boot camp good. And when you join the Marine Corps, well, like any other service, you write an essay what your priorities are. You know, I put American Legion, Boy Scouts, camp and all that stuff. And they go by that. So what happened after that? Like I say, he got involved with baseball. He stayed back at Paris Island, and I shipped out.
Gotcha.
So
after boot camp, they read you your MOS?
yeah, well, from boot camp, we went to Camp Lejeune.
Okay.
Camp Lejeune was the advanced base where they put you with a division.
Right.
and see where you're best fitted. So, you know, he was lucky in a way. So, I got in there, yeah, okay, boot camp, Paris Allen, and he got in with the baseball team.
Oh, wow.
Just, you know, stayed back in Paris Allen.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And I got in the division, and I shipped out before he did. And I went to San Diego, and he stayed behind.
You have Pendleton there, the big naval base there.
But, you know, that's what he wanted, so I didn't interfere. But one incident I'll always remember. Before you shipped out, you had to pull guard duty.
Okay.
The barracks and, you know, all that stuff. You had your 45 and your nightstick. Somebody's shaking me. Yo, Benny, what the hell are you doing here? I'm scared. What do you mean you're scared? That's thunder and lightning out there.
Mm.
Do my duty for me. I can't do that. I'll wind up in a brig. Anyhow, make a long story short, he wound up, he did his tour of duty. Then they put you with an outfit. So, where they put him, I never knew. He put him in the, no, they put him in the band in Paris Allen.
Gotcha.
German Beagle Corps. I did too.
Okay.
That's kind of my experience. But then I shipped out before he did. And we lost contact. And, you know, we had a couple of girls, and he had a girlfriend. I don't know if he got married or not. But, you know, hey, let's face it. You're going overseas, you ain't coming back. You know what I mean? Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
So, that's what happened.
What does the Marine Corps offer you? Well, it offers you pride, prestige, and tradition of the Corps, the chance to serve with a fine group of young men, to wear the famous uniform known and respected throughout the world. The Corps offers you a good-paying career with promotions, pay raises, early retirement. Not all Marine recruits plan a military career, remember, but thousands of today's young men enjoy a richer civilian life as a result of the training they received as Marines. Now, they've had the opportunity to develop and improve their self-confidence through the training and leadership for which the Marine Corps is so well known. Proven training techniques like these build men physically, but they are great mental and spiritual values, too, in Marine recruit training. Carefully supervised activities put these men in tip-top physical condition, and before they're through, they'll qualify as real Marines, the kind of self-confident, self-sufficient fighting men you traditionally expect the Leathernecks to be. This kind of training, young men, is bound to do your world of good. There's nearly 200 years of proof behind this fact, the years of proud service to your nation that make up the history of the United States Marine Corps. Now, you can share this pride. It starts with a visit to your nearest Marine Corps recruiter.